Hello, friends. It's Carla, your online doctor, with today's Live in 5. Today is Tuesday, August 4th. It is 5 p.m., maybe a few minutes after. Anyway, so how long did it take for you to get your COVID-19 test results? That is a burning question. Seriously, the long wait for results truly renders the test results useless. Meaning, the longer you wait, the less of an impact it has on what people are going to do about their results, correct? So, Quest Diagnostics, one of the largest testing labs in the nation, told state officials in many states they will not be able to accommodate more tests for the next 2 to 3 weeks since they are at capacity. Many of these states, including California and Florida, are looking for private labs to reduce wait times. Officials for Quest, which handles about 130,000 tests per day in 20 different labs, said its ability to expand has been limited by a global shortage of the machines and chemical reagents to perform the tests. So here we are yet again, back to testing shortages. Now, a wait of a week or more for results makes these tests pretty much irrelevant, right? Since people, especially without symptoms, are not likely to remain quarantined for that long. So you test, let's say, on a Tuesday, and you have no symptoms, you're just testing. You're going to sit at home until you get your test results 7, 10 days later? No. And what happens if those results come back positive? You've been out and about, potentially infecting other people that entire time. Now, Quest is asking for medical people to only test patients most in need. Seriously? Back to only if you're symptomatic? That makes no sense, okay? Because they keep telling us that asymptomatic people are spreading this virus. So that leaves all the asymptomatic people out there living their lives and potentially spreading the virus. Hospitals and labs are trying to use an approach called pooled testing, which combines samples from, let's say, 10 people. Okay, they put them into one test, and if the test comes back negative, that means all 10 of the people in the pool were negative. Okay, if it is positive, then of course they have to go back and retest all of them individually to see which one was the positive, or if there was more than one. But clearly, if you go through batches of 10, 10, 10, 10, then you are saving 9 of the reagents, etc., each time you get a negative. Again, assuming it is a true negative for all 10 of them. Okay, but that's a whole other issue. Okay, so it's kind of a little late to do that, though, in some areas where the positive cases are increasing, by double and triple of what it used to be, because you're likely to get positives all over the place and not get batches of negatives. So they really can't do that in hotspots. This is better for areas that are seeing lower numbers, which then again defeats the purpose in the areas where there are hotspots and they still have shortages of tests. Okay, I know I'm spinning around, but you understand my point. Now, my friend who tested positive retested after 14 days, and her results took 14 days to come back. So, she was positive and she was symptomatic the first few days. So she was home. She stayed home for the 14 days, got retested. And, again, so now she's home for 28 days because she's afraid to get anybody sick. That is totally unacceptable. Now, besides the fact that many mildly or asymptomatic people will likely not remain in quarantine until results are back, think of that added stress that people experience in the time it takes to get your results back. I mean, even get your results back in 24 to 48 hours, it's bad enough. But worrying for 14 days puts so much added stress on you. It definitely weakens your immune system, and it's clearly not what we want to be doing right now when we're trying to keep our immune systems strong. Now, states are reporting better turnaround times for LabCorp at only 4 to 6 days, still too long for me, and BioReference labs at less than 4 days. But I can't confirm those numbers because I don't have any personal experience. I know I personally tested at the hospital where I work, and I got my results back. I think it was just a little over 24 hours, maybe about 30 hours. And the other people that I had gone to test with all got their results like 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. And I was getting really worried, and I started to get stressed because I thought maybe I was getting a positive test because it was taking so long. But it came back negative. So again, big concern. My parents got tested on Thursday, July 23rd, and their results came back on Tuesday, July 28th. Okay, not sure which lab their facility is using, but still, that is 5 days. That's a 5-day turnaround where, again, they get tested every 2 weeks. They have limited exposure, but they're in a very vulnerable population. So those 5 days is added stress on them waiting for those results. Now, the problem is in Florida right now, they're trying to get tests. They have a couple of centers where I believe they said about 1,200 tests per day of the rapid tests where they get results quicker. The problem is the rapid tests have a very high false positive rate. So you balance a more accurate test with a faster turnaround time. I don't know which is better. So if you're asymptomatic and you're willing to ride it out and stay home, I would go for the molecular test and stay home, the PCR, and limit your exposure as best you can and wait for the results. That would be my personal suggestion, as opposed to going for the rapid antigen test and potentially getting a false positive, which would really add a lot of stress to your system, and being asymptomatic, etc. So I don't know. Post in the comments. Tell me which you would prefer. Would you rather have faster results with the risk of a false positive, or wait the longer time for a more accurate test and just have to ride it out and be patient? All right, so that's the earning question of the day. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. I will see you again tomorrow for another Live in 5.